posters up in your room? None of you. Oh, that's terrible. When I was your age, I had a lot of posters. I had a lot of Navy posters because my brother was in the Navy. I had a lot of rock and roll posters because my other brother was into rock and roll. But mostly, I just liked posters. Here is the vocabulary we use to discuss poster art. Poster, handbill, design, propaganda, advertisement. A poster is a large piece of paper with an image printed on it. A handbill is a small poster handed out as an advertisement. Every time I go downtown, there's a little old ajumma who hands out handbills for cell phone stores or new restaurants. Design. Design is your plan for your poster. Propaganda. A propaganda poster is one that tries to persuade you on some political matter, like who to vote for or whether to support a war. Advertisement. An advertisement is a poster that tries to get you to spend money on something. And these are all very famous uses for posters. Early posters were not pretty. They didn't usually have any art on them, and they had a whole lot of words. You would stand in front of this one for 5 minutes before you figured it out. They're trying to get you to join the British Army to fight other Americans. This one was for a union meeting. They're calling for a strike. This one has an illustration. They're selling farmland for $8 to $12 an acre. Boy, those were the days. These were not very pretty posters, and they were not designed all that beautifully. But that changed. In 1870, four-color lithography was invented. Four-color lithography is a way of printing in color. The poster, instead of going over a black roller, it goes over 4 rollers: black, blue, red, and yellow. Those 4 colors combined, they build up to make any color you can imagine. And these are some of the earliest color posters from Paris, France. This is for the Moulin Rouge, a famous dance hall. This is for Vichy water, a popular soft drink in France. Now, France was the capital of the art world. They had first choice of all the really good artists to do their posters. But there were 2 artists who were particularly good at drawing posters. Alphonse Mucha and Toulouse-Lautrec. Mucha was from the Czech Republic. He was a master at drawing pretty women, and he drew in a style known as Art Nouveau. Toulouse-Lautrec was a master designer. You could not walk past one of his posters without looking at it. Now, Mucha realized early on that if you put a product and a pretty girl together in a picture, people will buy that product. These are 3 of his most famous. This ad is for absinthe, a gooey, gross-tasting liqueur. He uses this mythical wood nymph to advertise it. This is for hot chocolate. It shows a beautiful young mother making cocoa for her beautiful children. A very wholesome image. This is not a wholesome image. This is a sexy bad girl smoking a cigarette. Ladies did not used to smoke very often until this poster came out. Then a lot of them started to. All three of these images are still used 140 years later to sell the same products. Now, Toulouse-Lautrec was a bit of a character. Very short man. He was bald, long beard, big thick glasses, and he liked to hang around with showgirls and draw them. These ladies are doing the can-can. You just see the intricate outline of their petticoats here, and one black-legged stocking kicking down from them. And you just know he is advertising a show for the can-can. Now, I'm not sure what this is advertising, but it is just a very striking image. You cannot walk past this without looking at it. Around the same time in America, well, they also were experimenting with color posters. They did not have the caliber of artists that the French had, so these are not quite as beautiful. But this is for the circus, and this is for Houdini's magic show. And both of these shows made a lot of money, so the advertising must have worked. As show business got more sophisticated, so did the art for it. Do you know who this is? Yes, Charlie Chaplin. This is America's first really great movie comedian. This is Zorro, Douglas Fairbanks, American movies' first big action hero. And these posters helped make them popular. In World Wars I and II, posters had a new job. They wanted to recruit people into the military and into war jobs and to gin up support for wars that were not initially all that popular. And these posters did that very, very effectively. This takes us up to the mid-40s. Another kind of poster that came out in the 1940s was the pinup. Now, these are some of the first posters that were actually sold on their own. Most posters were just advertising something, and if you wanted one for your house, you had to steal it. These were for sale. This poster of Betty Grable was very popular. It was in every dorm room and in every barracks in the Western world. It was that popular. This is Veronica Lake. She was not a huge movie star, but oh, she sold a lot of posters. I'm not sure who this is, but I think I like her. These are all very, very beautiful women wearing not very much for a pinup. Now in the 1950s, just having a B-level starlet show up in a bathing suit was not enough. They had to have major stars. And these posters had major stars. Sophia Loren, Brigitte Bardot, Humphrey Bogart, and Elvis Presley. Something's missing here, though. Color. There's no color. So in the next decade, the 1960s, they doubled up on color. Oh, I can't even look at these. So much color. This is Che Guevara, the Bolivian revolutionary. This is Woodstock, the first really big outdoor concert. And all of these are posters of, rock and roll psychedelia. Very popular in the 60s. Now in the 1970s, when I was your age, these are the posters I had on my wall. Frank Frazetta, Roger Dean, Mobius. These were book and record album cover illustrators, and they discovered that their posters would be very, very popular. You know, my sister hated these posters. She liked punk rock posters, like The Clash and Iggy Pop. I didn't care for these so much, but we both loved movie posters. Indiana Jones, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, The Godfather. Everybody loves a good movie poster. But none of you will ever probably pay for a poster. Do you know why? Because you have computers and color printers. And any posters you might possibly want you can just print out.